So Cthulhu Priest is a deck I've played a fair bit. Well, I tried to make it work, but I don't know, I just couldn't find a list that felt stable. And that might just be down to my poor deck building. But I found the control variations of Priest, which have become quite popular recently. It just feels like a better deck overall.
Are you my master?
The thing I like about Cthulhu Priest is it has quite a few cool Cthulhu specific cards. I like the 3/6 4-drop. Great stats. Gets the added benefit of buffing Cthulhu when you heal, but also the 6/5 that heals you for 10, and that's pretty awesome too. But straight away, Omeno is just overwhelming this board. Gonna use the Voidwalker. Yep, I like keeping the possessed villagers alive. The Death Rattle has a lot of value against a deck that can potentially just wipe your board in one spell.
Do you hear its call?
The Twilight Elder gonna come down, but be dispatched off very easily by Dark Iron Dwarf in combination with that Abusive Sergeant. And the pressure will continue. This match is gonna potentially end very quickly unless a good spell is drawn by Lale, like a Excavated Evil. Holy Nova's not really being used at the moment. It's kind of rotated out of the priests.
Do you know the secret handshake?
I wonder what the secret handshake is. If it involves purple hands, I don't want to be involved. So now the decision is, do you ignore this or do you just keep pushing? Well, Mortal Coil allows Dark Iron Dwarf to go into it. You can run maybe the Possessed Villager, clear up with the Mortal Coil. So you either go Mortal Coil to clear the 3/6, or you develop, or you take Flame Imp just to put more pressure down. And he's going for the pressure route, so yep, just gonna go all face here. And already down to 11 health, with no Holy Nova or Excavated Evil in sight, but I spoke too soon once again, guys. Spoke way too soon, and the Holy Nova is picked up off the top, and that will deal with a lot. I can deal with everything but the last piece of the Possessed Villager. But as Zulocks do best, they're just going to refill that board right back up. How many daggers can be created? Only 2, so not enough daggers can fly around to get it clear. Might go for the Darkshire Council instead, just to put it out of reach.
Put this apple on your head.
And puts that Darkshire Council out of reach of Cabal Shadow Priest, which will come up next turn. Oh, another Holy Nova off the top, so this board can be dealt with once again. A double heal going down as well, buffing that Cthulhu in hand. Power Shield first if you want to see if there's anything more interesting to play than Holy Nova this turn. It doesn't look like it. And this is the point where the priest makes a comeback of 2 spells. The Warlock is already down to 13 after Flame Imping himself to death. I think that's like the 3rd or 4th Flame Imp now. So Twins can come down, clear up the Flame Juggler with no problem. And that's probably going to be a victory for Lale unless Something amazing comes off the top. Yeah, no, that's not it. No, that's not it either. And 2-0 lead for Lale so far with the priest. And Omeno's Zulak hasn't really been faring that well so far. So the only other, well, actually we have the mid-range Cthulhu lock from Exela, but those two are the only variations of Warlock we've seen outside of Reno Jackson, and they haven't been doing too well. There's a lot of control decks in the meta right now that can kind of swing the game very easily with a big board clear, like we just saw from that matchup there. I mean, if the Holy Nova wasn't picked up off the top, that game was won for the Zulak, and he managed to Holy Nova the board. He replenished the board with what he had in hand, and the second Holy Nova was picked up off the top, and that kind of sealed the deal. So match point here for Lale, and Omeno has some work to do to get back into the series.
Gul'dan versus Thrall.
For Doomhammer, your soul shall be mine.
So Cthulhu Priest has been added to my list of decks that have been played. We have another Shaman. We don't know if this is mid or aggro or hybrid, I guess you could call them. But we've had Cthulhu Reno Jackson lock, mid-range Cthulhu lock, and Cthulhu Priest today. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different decks played on stream. I mean, that's an impressive transformation for the game, which before then it was just basically Secret Paladin, Zoo, mid-range Druid, and Patron Warrior. That was pretty much the core of the lineups we saw. But there's a lot more variety now. Omeno gonna try and find a win again with this Zoo. Rockbiter to deal with Direwolf Alpha, slow down that damage output. Develops another totem as well. Oh, Flame Juggler could snipe this 1-1. Oh, he misses it, but Flame Imp can deal with it if he chooses to, or he could just push some damage. So now if you commit to Feral Spirits, you don't play Doomhammer next turn. Yeah, this is a tough situation. You really want to get Doomhammer down next turn. The alternative, second Rockbiter, so I'm not going to be pushing the crazy amount of damage that you usually get with Doomhammer in this game. I quite like just Forbidden Ritual this turn. I think Peddler's tempting, but just fill the board up with 1/1s. You'll demand a Lightning Storm. But it looks like he's going to fish for that Abusive Sergeant. Angry Chicken, Blood Imp, or Soulfire. Well, I think Soulfire is the best out of those, but could take the Blood Imp to allow for some better clears on board. I'm thinking maybe Soulfire.
So many possibilities.
Oh, goes for the Blood Imp. Okay. Buff up that Peddler. No Lightning Storm or Doomhammer available at this moment in time. Gonna have to go for the Tuskar Totemic. Maybe find something. Totem Golem. Oh, Mana Tide. That's not too bad. It's gonna demand a clear. Knife Juggler, Forbidden Ritual. The new school Knife Juggler Implosion. This is looking very good for the Warlock, but one lightning storm could just change this completely. Oh, that ended up quite awkward. So if you leave the Mana Tide Totem alive, he draws another card. Maybe digging deeper into that AoE removal. If you clear the Tuskar, it protects your Knife Juggler. And you have another Forbidden Ritual in hand. So I think the Knife Juggler is what you need to protect at this point. So then Doomhammer can be played. And Doomhammer can do a lot of work. A Doomhammer Argent Squire, you get the 1/1 down, which will probably clear out 2 tentacles on its own. A Doomhammer can take care of Knife Juggler and the Flame Juggler, and then the 3/2 can deal with the Dark Peddler. Now the board looks a little bit healthier from the Shaman's perspective, especially... Just trying his best here to push as much damage. There's a Bloodlust, there's no near to winning. Can clear out this, drop the Flame Juggler, see where it goes. And he gets the Tuskar Totemic off the back of that as well. So ideally you want to hit the 1/1 just to slow down the damage output.
Did you bring some fish?
Oh, that's not bad. 3/4. Oh, another kind of withdrawal for Omeno. This is kind of the story. But the double overwhelming off the tap is gonna steal the game, and he's gonna take his first game with his Warlock. And I bet he feels absolute relief. This was not looking great from the perspective of his caps. Finding those early game creatures later like he did against the Warrior. But now he takes a win on the board with the Zulot finally, and he can take a shot at winning the series with his other decks, which we haven't seen at all. So a little bit of surprise here for Lale, because Lale's kind of shown everything he has, and now maybe the concealment of information on Omeno's side could help him snag a win. So one of the guys... said he might be running a interesting Paladin deck, Omeno. But he's gone for a Priest, so another Priest being picked up. It looks very much like Control Priest, so Control Priest is finding popularity within the tournament realm. And this is a Bloodlust Shaman as well, so we've had 2 of them on stream, so a lot of variety. It's very nice. Darkshire Alchemist. Some interesting synergies of Priest, but again, one of the problems Priest has always had, situational synergies. Double Tunnel Trog for the win. So, Flame Juggler. Oh, that didn't work out too well. Well, just time to push.
Job's done.
So now do you clear the Wild Pirate to protect your Tunnel Trog? You definitely get rid of that Northshire Cleric. You can buff, oh yeah, buff him up. He only gets +1/+1, but it just keeps him out of range of dying. And that was a nice answer from Lale there, clearing up the board. Shadow Word Death. Do you really want to throw it a 5-1 when there's 7/7s on 4? Yep, he looks like he felt like he needed to. That was a tough situation there. And now no overload for next turn. Doomhammer is going to be able to come down.
Just a pinch of it.
And Darkshadow Alchemist is going to try and keep Omeno alive. A second one in hand as well for some extra healing. Doomhammer is going to clear out the Darkshadow, still being protected by that Taunt Totem. This Taunt Totem can push some great damage forward. Oh no, AoE clears.
Just a pinch.
Back to healing, up with the Alchemist, the last one in the deck. He tries to keep it alive a little longer with the Power Word Shield. So do you invest a Tuskar Totemic onto this board? The one issue is if he does have the Holy Nova or whatever, Excavate Evil, to deal with this board, it'll be tough because your comeback of those two cards will be the 2 cards left in hand. If you just totem here and this board gets dealt with. Oh wow, okay. Still going for board control. Oh wow. Rolling some amazing totems off that Tuskar so far. Shadow Madness. It's pretty old school. But that Taunt Totem is such a problem.
Welcome to the Grand Tournament, champion.
That's another Power Word Shield to try and keep this alive. Again, not finding the cards that is needed. And now the Valiant can come down. Give some power to both the Taunt Totem and the Totem that's spawned from the Hero Power. It's an incredible amount of pressure. I think Lale clearing the board is pretty good. He's not being too aggressive. He's going to be relying on a Bloodlust later on, but he might not need it at this rate. A lot of power going to Omeno's face, putting him down to 4 health. What answer does he have in his deck? That's a very late answer. So, yeah, Shadow Madness doesn't really achieve much. And that is going to be it. So Omeno is going to lose, and Lale moves on to the next part of the tournament, where he will fight for a spot in the final.